lot of people ask me what makes Carbon Voice different than other communication tools. And a lot of it comes down to the fact that we've really focused on how to make it feel conversational. So it's voice first in the fundamental way that we've designed it, so that feels like you're really talking, and designed around trying to make that an easiest experience as possible. The second part of it is, because it's designed around talking, it feels more like back and forth. So kind of like an asynchronous phone call, where in other products, it often feels like you are getting a one-way message that is kind of a broadcast. They're sort of treated like an attachment to the core thing that's going on. With Carbon Voice, we do sort of the opposite. We kind of treat the voice as the starting spot, but we really try to make it multimodal, where you can read if you're in the situation that you need to read it, and you're not tapping in to try to get to the transcription and the more details. It's really quickly accessible there. We also have made it very gestural, because we assume that the people using voice are on the go. There's a lot of big buttons, big swipe motions, things like that, to really focus around that person who's out and about and on the go, which means things like the ability to just tap a single button and be catching up on all the messages within a conversation, or the messages across all your conversations. Those big tap areas mean that you're not sitting there focusing, looking at the phone, but you can use it more like a remote control, where you just generally can glance over, tap buttons, and know that you're going to get the right behavior and the right thing happening. These are some real key elements of what makes Carbon Voice different from an interaction perspective. The second thing is, voice also has its limitations. And some of those limitations, as I mentioned, are being able to consume in all situations. And so we make it really easy to read if you're in a situation where you can't listen. We make it easy to write back if you're in a situation where you can't talk back. But the difference of how we enable you to write back is that the other person can actually hear that and listen to it. So, what is broken in a lot of times with communication when it's mixed mode is, if I send you a voice message because I'm busy, walking down the street, can't really stop and read, and then you send me something back in text, that kind of feels difficult. Now I need to stop what I'm doing, pull the car over, whatever it might be. And instead, with what we do is we allow you to actually just keep listening as if you had spoken in the first place. And in fact, we do voice cloning so that you can hear, I can hear it in your voice as if it was you actually speaking it. So that makes the back and forth really easy, regardless if you're speaking or writing, reading or listening. We also make it really easy to take voice and turn it into different structured output. So let's say that I've sent you a 4-minute message talking about a lot of different things, and you've listened to it, and that was great brainstorming, but now you're like, okay, I need to go do something with each of those points. We give you the ability to just grab a bullet list out of that. Or maybe I was talking about a product plan, and you think that was a great summary of the product plan. I wish that was just drafted as my product requirements document. You can do that. You can just press a button and say, give me a product plan, and it'll spit that out. Or maybe I described a bug and a problem I'm seeing in a product that you're working on, and I can describe that, and then you can just press a button and get the a structured bug report out. Same thing for sales teams on the go. You can just press a button and get a Salesforce update right there. And in fact, we see these as the start of a lot of workflow plug-in, where you can actually tie this into workflows with Zapier, where the act of posting or turning it into a Salesforce entry could actually directly into Salesforce or into Pipedrive or any of your products you might use. Same thing with a to-do list. You can extract out the action items and turn those into to-do lists from there. So a lot of possibilities really comes out of the structure of what we've created. And that's kind of some of the foundational pieces that make Carbon Voice different.